The other night at the merch table, I said, I've never seen someone do Thunderstruck on an acoustic guitar before. And I said, there's probably a really good reason for that. But managed not to break a guitar string tonight as well, which is a rare occurrence, but this time yet. Right, next song, bit of a gear shift. So, I'm going to tell you a story. I wrote this next song, so as I said at the top, I moved from Cork to Belfast when I was 20. So I was about 2 years out of school, and not long after I left school, I found out that a really good friend of mine got diagnosed with cancer. His name was Ian Brown, and I just kind of figured he was going to be fine. And I don't know, news like that, I think, especially as young as I was, it kind of just felt like it's just probably a thing that just happens to other people, and he was young and he was strong and healthy as far as I could tell. And it just went on and on and on and on. And Belfast is like 5 hours away from Cork, so I didn't get home to see him an awful lot. And so it meant that when I did get to see him, quite a lot of time had passed, and every time I saw him, he just looked like a remarkably different person every time from the last time. And as time went on, and the kind of seeing him and how it was affecting him, I just found it harder and harder to keep in touch with him. And it's just felt like this awful kind of impending doom of it felt like I was admitting something terrible was about to happen from kind of maybe reaching out to him. And it had been months, it had been so long. And then my dad actually texted me, because my dad worked with his uncle, and my dad said, Nath, Ian's not doing too well. If you haven't already, you should give him a shout. And so I spent maybe 2 or 3 days trying to kind of pluck up the courage to get in touch with him after what had been, an age. And before I could, another old friend from school texted and said that he'd already passed. So obviously I was devastated. So I wrote this that night to be the phone call that I owed him. So this is called Hey Man, and it's for my buddy. Hey man, I'm sorry I didn't call. I regret to tell you, I ain't got no good excuse at all. I guess I was scared. I don't like bad news, and I knew that nothing good was gonna come from calling you. I'd always ask the guys if they would fill me in, and I'd hope they'd say that you were better so that I could take your call again. This is all on me. Oh brother, it was never you. I was weak in advance, thinking there was nothing I could do. Hey man, I nearly called you up today. Figured that I'd stall you on the weather till I tried to think of things to say. The longer that it's been, the more important that it seemed. But the harder it became, because I knew it would have to mean. But I guess I choked again. I was completely courageless to
thinking how it would affect me knowing that you had to deal with this. But give me lessons on how to be brave. It seems you got it now. I wish you were here to help me through living without you around. Hey, I decided that today would be the day. Was gonna say that I was sorry, and I hope I didn't make you wait. But I was too late. Well, no sooner did I lift my phone, I read the worst 2 words I ever read. They simply said you were wrong. So man, if you're listening, I know I acted like a fool, and I don't believe in God, but I pray that someone's looking out for you. I thought about you every single day, and I know I was a shitty friend. I just called to tell you that I love you, and I'm sorry that it has to end. Just called to tell you that I loved you, and I'm sorry that it had to end.